Welcome to the Action Sturge. Today we'll be playing some Dungeon World as we continue our amazing journey into the Borderlands. We have with us a wonderful cast of people playing a wonderful cast of characters. And go around and introduce yourself, guys. We'll start with the Plastered Dragon.
Hi, I'm Brian, also known as the Plastered Dragon. I am playing the Zealot Cleric Tyrion, who has just come into a bit more power than is probably safe for him to have. So, stay tuned for the terrible ideas.
And we wait. We hold our breath. Fork Puff.
Hi everybody, I'm Forkbuff, otherwise known as Maddie. I'm playing Harold. He is our human bard. He is charismatic and hella good at playing a lute.
Quite the ladies' man.
Absolutely.
Terry.
My name is Terry. I am playing Aziz, the halfling druid, who's just been tasked with saving the world, and we'll see how that goes.
It's a tall order.
It is. For a little man.
And Mortcake.
I am Mortcake, or Eddie. I'm playing the human barbarian Harold, the absolutely non-Viking berserker. That's totally a Viking berserker. Yeah.
And you have your heart set on a particular weapon, don't you?
Maybe.
Her name is Lucia.
She's not a weapon. She's an army.
she's quite the battle axe.
Oh, wow. Don't talk about his bay like that.
All right, so last we left off, you guys had collected the last part of the ritual and saved the last sacred ancient beast. You guys also have found some disturbing news about the ritual site and who is there and what is there. Namely, the burning blade appears to be there, and Pumkrish, Tum Tum, and an evil lich are all kind of hanging out in the same spot. You also found out that Stefan has been sort of increasing his standing with the locals. He's formed a like a town watch who has been patrolling the perimeter around Happy Tree every day. He seems to have worked his way into the hearts of the people of Happy Tree and is taking his position in leadership with stride. He was put in his place by Tyrion last time, who after they had like a little public spat in which Tyrion came out on top because he's Jander's chosen. So and you can't lie to the guy. So I think that about sums it up. Let's do like a quick introduction of what you guys are doing at the moment. Are you all separate or together?
I think when we last left off, I was escorting the lion to go talk to the turtle.
Yeah. So there was
I don't know if I'd be part of that conversation or, I'll just escort them and then take my leave.
Yes, they're hanging out at the tree. The lion is quite fond of practical jokes, not very funny ones either.
Am I getting short-sheeted by a giant lion?
You wake up and like the lion has dipped your hand, like just your pinky in warm water.
You get up and you've like sat in glue and feathers, and like now you got feathers glued to your bottom, stuff like that. Very
nice.
Very mischievous.
Surrounds your bed with scorpions, just little jokes.
Look through these binoculars. There's the ring around his eyes.
I think I see orcs on the horizon.
Oh yeah, I lost my spectacles.
Oh yes.
That's right.
Oh.
Nature's cost.
Yes.
And yeah, so any conversation between those two, I think would have been started off quite stoic, like like two ancients meeting for the first time in a while, but then quickly devolved into jokes about things that you just couldn't possibly understand, like things
what
that
kind of inside jokes do immortals have?
yeah, they're like super boomers.
Hey, dude, pull my claw. Come on, dude. Do it.
Your mama's so slow.
But they both seem pretty hopeful that you're gonna succeed. So
Oh, that's good.
and yeah, what about the rest of you?
I'm trying to remember what Harrison and I were up to, or if we even said.
Well, I think if anything, Hera and Duncan are going to want to catch up.
Yeah, that's true. I'll go see Hera and Duncan.
Yeah. So,
A little errand.
all right, Harrison, are you coming or are you?
I'll stay at the local Happy Tree Tavern and
Okay.
play my lute and get a drink.
Okay. Duncan and Hera coming in off of Tyrion. You can meet them at the front gates as they're coming in off of a
Sure.
yeah, and as they dismount from their horses, Duncan will come over and give you a hearty handshake, and Hera will give you a curt nod, and Duncan says, I got one today, Tyrion.
Well done. What exactly did you get?
An orc.
Well, definitely well done.
He says, man, Jandrik's blessing on us all.
I am impressed with your progress.
And yeah, and he's gotten he's gotten beefier. He's been wielding the Hera's old blade, and can now wield it quite proficiently.
Don't get overconfident, though. Don't take risks. We just need to hold them off while we plan out our next moves. Remember, what you do is valuable and important, but not so important that it's worth throwing your life away needlessly.
Hera, at the tail end of this, encouraging and reminder to be careful, sort of cuts through and says, we've seen increased activity at the borders.
Really? What's going on? What have you noticed?
More orcs than ever. They're keeping their distance for now, but they're planning something.
Perhaps Aziz can do an aerial scouting later. We have some new tricks up our sleeves that may enable us to slow them or hinder them or even harm them. I've received some new blessings from Janrik.
At this, Duncan is just going to be like, whoa, like what?
When the time is right, I will let you know, but it's best not to boast about these gifts, but rather use them when they are needed.
He's like, yeah, those orcs are going down. And Hera is going to like slap him on the back really hard, and he's going to be like, he's like straighten up.
Yeah. I would know your concerns, though, Hera.
She says just that they are gathering.
Perhaps we can lay some traps for them. Knowing that they're gathering, maybe we can predict what routes they will take.
She says, we've tried to capture one to interrogate them, but we've had little luck. They prefer to go down with honor.
That is noble.
And she says honor kind of sarcastically, but like, but she, she just meaning that they, don't let themselves get captured.
I think it will be important that we, even if we can't capture them, that we find some way to slow them. Perhaps a plague on their encampment.
And she says, if it's within the will of Janrik, right? And she gives you like a look.
Janrik's will is not always direct, and sometimes we must interpret. Janrik has given me great gifts to wield on our behalf, but he does not tell me how to wield them, so if I have an ability and you have an idea of how to use it, then we should work together and take care of these orcs.
And she says, well, if you could eradicate them all in one night with the might of Janrik, that would do a great boon to us. If Janrik has such power.
Perhaps. And they are all gathering in one area, or are there clusters?
We've seen clusters. Their numbers have increased. There used to be 2 or 3 we'd catch along the perimeter, but now we're seeing groups of 5 to 10, sometimes as many as 20 bands of orcs. At first I thought they were just picking off refugees trying to make their way to Happy Tree, but now something's coming.
I appreciate your diligence and your counsel. Perhaps we can get a map and see.
Well, thankfully you're taking it seriously. Stefan keeps brushing me off, dismissing me out of hand. He doesn't seem the least bit concerned.
There also does not seem to be an opportunity for power or advancement for him in this news, so of course he's not taking it seriously.
I think he means to desert.
Do you? And perhaps I shall have a conversation with my old friend.
And let's switch over to Harold. What's Harold doing?
I believe if Harold can get some privacy in a private room, that he is praying to the old gods, specifically the Allfather, the Trickster God, and the God of Thunder.
Okay. And what does that prayer look like?
He's sitting on his knees. He's covered himself in, I imagine, either cow or pig's blood, different rune markings on his body, following the etches of the tattoos he's got. And he's praying for success in the battles that are to come. I don't think Harold knows that his friends are back as of yet, so he's praying for their success, that no harm comes to them. That no trickery will fall upon us with the foul magics of our enemies. I think it's just in kind of a deep concentration. I don't think he's actively praying it all the time.
Okay. I think at one of these sessions, perhaps you are visited by your ancestors.
Okay.
The 3 we met before, I cannot remember their names. Do you happen to remember their names?
I wrote them down somewhere where I do not remember. Nope.
It's all right.
I'll find it.
I remember one of them was like an advisor to a great lord or a great king or something like that. Another one was like the woman. She was like a tough a tough warrior type, and then there was a third one who was like kind of
Basically a religious fanatic.
right, yeah.
I hate that I know how much time I spent on their names as well.
I'm sorry I didn't write them down either. I'm sure I wrote them down somewhere, but I just, notes are so come and go.
I mean, I should have them. Seriously.
But it's okay though. I remember their basic their shticks. I'm pretty sure. So like during one of these bouts of prayer, I think you kind of go into a state that's going to allow you to communicate with them. The first thing you're gonna hear is the fanatic. He says, "You pray for guidance, and yet you've forgotten what the gods have in store for you." If you open your eyes, you will see the three of them standing before you.
The messages from our gods are very unclear, and nothing is set in stone just as of yet.
Unclear to one without faith, perhaps.
My faith is not as strong as yours. I truly believe we will win. But at what cost, I do not know. That is what scares me.
The advisor will step forward and say, "But where is the true war, Herald? Is it here in a stranger's land?"
I believe there is not one true war. I believe I started with one war, and now I'm in the middle of two. As true to me as the other.
The warrior is silent. She seems to be listening to the other two as they devolve into a squabble about politics and religion. She stands silent for a moment. She says, her voice rings out clear over the two squabbling ancestors, and she says, "He does what he wants, with who he wants, for who he wants. That's true freedom. From the gods, from the people. If this is the war he wants to fight, then let him fight it." What do you want, Harold?
I don't know. I want peace. I want for my friends and family to have their homesteads, be able to live out their lives. I want all this to end.
She smirks and she says, "I know how you feel. Despite my past as a warrior, I too once dreamt of peace. But it's not possible." The advisor silently nods and he says, "It is true. Every time the Hydra's head is cut off, two more grow back in its place. Evil must be struggled against constantly. It is never wiped out completely." The religious fanatic will jump in and say, "Not to mention the true evil in your heart, in the hearts of man." That is.
Understand.
Go ahead.
I understand that two more heads will always grow back. Just want a way to destroy the body. The core. Or at least keep it smaller.
Ah, then you should turn to faith. And the advisor says, "No, then you should seize control. If you are at the top, you make the rules. That is how it has always worked. And the warrior says, "You must be strong, so that you can fight evil when it rears its ugly head. No person in any position of power, no matter how many men they have to die under them, or how much faith they have to the gods above. None of it matters unless you're strong."
Well, what I don't understand is I have all three of these things, dear ancestors, but none seem to be enough.
Enough to purge evil from the land, you mean?
Yes.
That is because it is impossible. The same thing that makes you good or gives you hope is just the other side of the coin of that which takes hope away and is evil. It is a balance. Peace comes because people fight and die for it. And it remains until they stop fighting. Until they stop protecting it.
I suppose it'll be a long time until I can join you all.
Maybe not as long as you think.
Harold smiles very heavily, honestly, at that sentence. We'll see. The gods will tell.
Exactly. Do you have anything else to ask of the ancestors?
I don't think so. I think he's quite happy with just having a bit of a cathartic moment.
Absolutely. And Aziz, I think the tree will want to commune with you.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. I wanted to see if he had any intel on the lich anyway, so. I will go high into the branches again.
Okay. The tree will speak with you. It says, "You've come to ask me guidance."
Guidance, information. This is a big task set before me, and any help you can provide would be greatly appreciated.
The first thing you must know is that your powers given to you as speaker will not work within the dead forest.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Oh, hell no.
That is the domain of death and all that stands against life.
I don't know if I'd know how to behave then.
The next thing you need know is that the Lich has embodied death. It has become death. Therefore, it cannot be killed. And the third thing, now that you know the full ritual, you understand. It will take everything from you to perform.
Yes, I do understand this.
You will not see the world in which you have saved.
I kind of thought that's how it would go down.
Are you satisfied?
I am more knowledgeable. Satisfied is not a word I would use.
In order to perform the ritual, you will need your powers within that dead, desecrated place. You will need to take something with you that internalizes life, that is the beating heart of the world as it is right now.
What might that be?
Me.
You. You're a bit big to carry. I'm sure that's not what you meant, but I had to say it.
When the time comes, you will take my heart with you.
That's ooh, that's a big ask.
It is not a
Okay.
request, it is a necessity. If you are willing to give everything for this new world, I must be as well. And I have lived long enough.
I understand.
The second thing is that the Lich, though it has become death itself, is dying. I can feel his grip weakening. Something has happened to him. Something that has made him weak. I can feel it. We are connected.
Is this a weakness we can exploit?
Possibly. I'm afraid I don't know much more than that.
Okay.
And I do not have a solution for the third thing. It is how it must be.
Understood. So, anything in particular you want before this all goes down?
And that's a good question. What would the tree want? What would the elf inside the tree want? I feel like it has to be ridiculously simple.
New good soil.
One last raging kegger.
Take my seeds and spread them throughout the land. No, I think no, you know, I think there is a simple thing, a trifling thing. There's a song sung by my people a long time ago. It has been lost to the ages, I'm sure. But if I were to hear it again, that would be nice.
Does this song have a name?
He speaks some Elvish to you.
Okay.
Some old Elvish, which you have a pretty good grasp on by now.
Yeah, like I'm sure I'll pronounce it correctly, but like translating it, a little iffy.
I think the translation would roughly come out to something like words on a breeze to you.
This sounds like a Nana question. Or Fala. She knows some of the old words.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to ask of the tree?
Not at this point in time, but I'm running with that whole spreading the seed thing.
Oh, okay.
I am not going to say why, but the caretakers of the tree, I'm going to, instruct them that part of the ritual require, all the seeds you can find and blah, 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 blah.
Fantastic.
And start them on that
Also, we're
quest.
going to kill the tree.
All the seeds.
And then I am probably going to go find Harold.
Okay. And we'll leave you. We'll leave you on that note. Because I want to check in with Harrison. See what Harrison's up to.
Chilling out in the tavern,
Okay.
singing about Janric's new chosen.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He hears your wailing cries. He looks at you with his golden eyes. It's Tyrion. Janric's chosen.
And then the whole chorus of.
The truth is frozen.
And then like the whole chorus of like Tyrion. So there are there's the normal people in the tavern. There's two people of note. One of them is Stefan. The other is Natalie.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh, double trouble if I ever saw it.
And
You're totally making eye contact during the chorus.
Yeah, with Stefan. Yeah.
and they are talking to one another.
Oh no.
I'm gonna slip up behind Stefan at the bar and not order a drink just yet. Just listen. Totally not suspiciously or anything.
Oh god.
Okay. And you're gonna overhear him saying something about like what is Gaspard's movements? How close is he? And when am I to join him? To which she replies that the time is not right. They have found the location, but they don't know how to extract it, and they're working on it.
I'll have one ale, please. For free, since I entertained everybody. Gold coin.
And the barkeep says, "Oh yeah, entertainment always drinks on the house. There you go."
Perfect. Thank you so much. And I'm purposely like raising my voice really loudly, like I'm right there. For the delicious ale.
And he's gonna sort of clasp your hand before he hands you the drink, or like while he's handed the drink, and he's gonna sort of lock eyes with you. And the barkeep says, "I just want to say I'm a huge fan of your music, and I really think you're doing us all a service in the town. You're really giving us so much hope." And meanwhile, Stefan has kind of noticed you and has sort of him and Natalie are sort of moving away, down, like sliding down the bar, talking still. And this guy's like got your hand locked and just heaping you with all this praise. And he says, what are you doing?
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna continue because I love the flattery, but I'm gonna start scooching and dragging the guy with me, like little baby steps, following after.
And my daughter's a real fan, and ever since she's lost her mother, your music has just really impacted, just given her so much hope, and she's actually learning to play an instrument herself. And then he's like, as he's following you along the bar, he lifts his hands up to go over the taps.
I completely understand. I wouldn't be where I am without the support of my fans. You people like you are the reason I keep going, and
Well,
I can't thank you enough for what.
Well, it's so funny that you brought it up because maybe you could teach her a thing or two. I know she would really appreciate a lesson from her favorite bard ever, and such a hero as yourself with so many experiences. I'm sure you could, and you're slipping further and further away.
Yeah.
Steps over the drunkard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to arrange that sometime. Yeah, that would be really nice. I think that would be great.
And finally, he'll let you go, and he says, "I can't wait to tell her."
You best get back to work. You.
And he says, "Daryl."
Daryl. Almost sounds like a friend of mine, Harold. Might need to dedicate a song to you, my friend.
And he says, "Oh, Harold the Great. Oh, he's amazing. I can't believe how strong he is, and just what a hero, and a stranger from another land. How mysterious, and blah blah." He'll start talking about that if you let him.
I'm just gonna and then just keep scooting away. Yep. See you, Daryl. Have good at work. Bye.
And you look around, and Stefan and Natalie have disappeared.
Damn it! Hey, Daryl, could you do me a solid?
Anything?
You know Stefan.
Oh yeah, I know Stefan.
Just here at the bar a couple moments ago. Which way did he go, real quick?
Well, I mean, there's only one way out.
Okay, thank you, Daryl. Bye.
So as you step outside, a foot will spring forward and trip you,
And I will eat dirt.
and you will hear the soft giggle of a prank played well as the lion sits behind the door and goes, "Oh." No, I'm just kidding. As Natalie goes to help you up, she extends one slender arm towards you.
That wasn't very nice.
And she says, "It's hard to read your lips when they're covered with mud."
That wasn't very nice.
Neither is eavesdropping.
Well, I couldn't keep myself away from you that long, Natalie. You're just so delectable.
And she says, "Harrison, you don't have to eavesdrop. I'm an open book to you, just as you are to me."
Then what was Stefan talking about? Meeting with Gaspard and are you guys seeing one another?
And she says, "I see whoever Gaspard tells me to see."
No. I don't mean see. I mean seeing, like how there's talking and there's talking.
She says, "Yes," and she does little quotes, and she says, "I talk to whoever Gaspard tells me to."
We're gonna break you out of this. One way or another, I owe you that. But...
You owe me nothing, Bard.
Bard! Did you just call me by my class? You don't call me by my first name anymore? Anyway, Natalie, what were you talking about there in there with Stefan?
Perhaps I'll tell you something if you tell me something.
I have an extra toe.
Oh.
She says, it's a shame. You probably could have used that inch somewhere else.
You wouldn't know if you haven't seen it, Natalie.
And she says, "I've seen enough."
Wait a second. Let me just, I'm start like readjusting my pants. Surely you're talking about my long, slender fingers. How can I play such dexterous chords?
Well, she says it's a good thing your fingers are in such good tune because you fall flat everywhere else.
Natalie won. Game's over.
Natalie, surely you don't mean that.
She has turned on you, man. What gives?
What a snake!
She says, maybe I do, maybe I don't. Really, it just depends on you. You've been withholding so much, Harrison. We used to have such open conversations.
I mean, what do you want to know? I don't know my mother's maiden name. I barely knew the woman. I don't know what credit cards are yet.
She says, what are your friends up to?
Oh, well, nowadays I have Harold grounded.
She says, you know what I mean. You disappear, and you reappear. You bring in big, strange, oversized animals.
Is she also like batting her eyelashes while saying this?
I think she looks a little, she's trying to be cold, and, she's,
It's working.
Yeah, she's ice.
she's trying to be cold, and she wants you to warm her up.
Hey,
Oh.
hey, I mean, Natalie, there's these strange creatures that, if I'm honest, I don't know much about, but we've saved them. As we have saved everybody here in Happy Tree.
Seems a strange goal when orcs are tearing up the land, and Tum Tum is doing his damnedest to and she pauses and waits for you to. What exactly is Tum Tum up to?
If I'm honest, I'm not really know. I know he had an eyeball on me or something. I don't know. It's kind of creepy, and he has my mentor's spell book, and I can't quite figure it out. But if we put our heads together, I'm sure you can offer some information about that.
Of course. I know what happened to Melvin.
Go on.
I think we need to have a frank conversation, Harrison.
In private?
Certainly.
Your room or mine? I'll check a room.
And she says, she'll take you to her room.
Harrison looks back at the camera.
With that, maybe let's, Tyrion, where did you go after you spoke with, Hera and...
I would have gone looking for the party, and I probably would have, headed for the tavern.
Okay.
'Cause I'm trying to find, I figured I'd want to talk to the gang before talking to, Stefan about deserting.
Well, this is a perfect moment for you to walk up as, Natalie is trying to lead Harrison away.
Ah, Harrison, there you are. Are you going somewhere?
Gotcha.
Natalie,
Hi.
how nice to see you again.
Oh yes, she's such a pleasure to be around.
And what is it that you're trying to pry from poor Harrison this time, with false promises of the future?
She knows where Melvin is.
Oh, she does.
And she smiles gracefully at you, Tyrion.
And what information would be required in order to pry that from your lips for Harrison?
She says to you, Tyrion, she says, you don't have to save the world all by yourself. There are others who have some stake in this game, and who will be more than willing to help, if you let them.
And it would be easier to do that if they could be trusted, and yet they double deal on a fairly regular basis. Though I will say Gaspard does seem to have more honor than the others.
And
By the way, have either of you seen Stefan? I do need to talk to him.
And she shakes her head. She says, no, I haven't seen him.
Now you know that that's not the truth, and he can see that with his golden eyes.
I didn't want to call her out, but yes, I know
Wait.
you're lying.
No, but what do you mean by seeing exactly? There's
I mean,
seeing.
no, not Harrison.
Did you mean seeing? Because I don't think she's been. Have you been seeing or seeing?
I meant
That's-
knowing the whereabouts of, have been in the presence of, see in that sense, not in a more intimate sense. Does that help, Harrison?
Although I have seen him in a very intimate sense.
When?
When? Hello?
Since
I
I
can
came,
read my lips just fine.
Hello?
since I came to town. And then she looks to Tyrion and she says, "Is that the truth?"
Is it?
Yeah.
I have no desire to discuss such things with you. But I do, since I have you here, I was more looking for Harrison, but I understand that you do not leave the employ of Gaspard because you are marked by him.
She says, "I serve dutifully and happily."
Uh-huh, yes. And what if you had never been marked by him? What then?
Then I suppose I would not have led such an interesting life.
And yet your choices would be your own and not someone else's.
To this, she remains silent.
As I recall, not long ago, there was a flicker of interest between you and Harrison before things got strange. Wouldn't it be nice to have the freedom to explore that on your own?
She doesn't seem awfully interested. I'm like wiping away with my silk handkerchief
My
my
tears.
And she says, "And when did Janrik become the god of matchmaking?"
tears.
Janrik is a practical god. And if I can free you, help my friend, and gain information all in one motion, then that would be a mighty boon for Janrik indeed. Would that not be his will made manifest?
If such things were possible.
Well, you have seen me do some fairly spectacular things, and I tell you, it may be possible.
I'm just gonna go.
No,
I
no,
have to-
Harrison, please.
I have to unground Harold. He's been stuck in the room for like a week now, and I don't even know if he's been fed. I really should just you guys you can see if she's lying. I'm just
Yeah.
Thanks.
If Harrison is moving away, is kind of slinking off, we can follow him to a scene with Harold and Aziz, because I believe Aziz was heading towards Harold as well, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's follow Harrison to that scene between Aziz and Harold.
pardon me. I need to get to Harold and unground him.
And of course, Natalie will let you go. Tyrion, you do have her interest. Every word she says is a lie. She would desperately love freedom and the ability to pursue.
Quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look ahead.
Was she lying about Melvin?
She was not. She knows something.
Can I follow Harrison since I've saw this and just say to her, I'll leave you to think on this, but perhaps we can meet in the morning together.
Who's that?
To Natalie, and then just kind of walk with Harrison and comfort Harrison on the way to,
Sure, absolutely.
I can get the band back together.
Yeah, okay. Yep, bring them together.
Just get to the door here. I fumble out some keys and.
Harold just slams the door open, like off the hinges.
Time for my morning jog.
he regrounds himself after his jog too. Like he tears the door off the hinges, goes for a run, and goes back in to ground himself and puts the door back.
Yeah. You can't grab it from exercise. Other than that, yeah, sure.
And there you see Tyrion. You may hear the groans of Harrison from the other side of the door. And you'll see Aziz, of course.
Hey guys.
Can you help? Oh.
You guys hearing something?
Hey, what you doing back there?
I was going to unground Harold, but it seems he's beat me to it.
Yeah, let me help you out.
Off the wall.
Peel off. the
Yeah,
wall.
yeah.
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
I just throw like a cure wounds at Harrison, even though Harrison could have cured himself. I just feel like he's just so beat down right now.
And your cure wounds fix my heart.
Can you go back in time and repair what just happened?
Yes.
Do you have any salve for these burns?
And the funny thing is I think the one that struck Harrison to the cord is when she called him Bard. Like that one, like all the others, he kind of brushed off. That one was just a showstopper right there.
Yeah, that was.
I'm not gonna lie. I just wanted to say, like, at least whatever the fuck we're doing after this, it's not gonna be important. This is the most important thing in the world right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Harold.
Well, getting you to your throne is probably important as well, but we can't do that if there's no world to have a throne on. But I see your point.
Harold, I didn't. I'm sorry for grounding you. I come to some revelations recently, and life is too short to be having the ones you love.
That's Harrison.
Well up tears.
I looked to Aziz, I looked at Tyrion. What happened?
It's a bit of a tale, but suffice it to say that forces are moving around us again. Stefan may be defecting, and Natalie may have something to do with it. And Natalie was just unnecessarily cruel to Harrison in the hopes of getting information.
She called me Bard.
And me not having any clue the significance of that. You're like, but you are a bard. Like,
It's not the same.
Sounds devastating, Harrison.
okay.
She used to call me by my first name. And then she said she's been seeing Stefan. Seeing.
What's the problem with?
Seeing.
She wants us to believe that she was intimate with Stefan.
And many others in
Ew.
I know, he's got a
Yes,
terrible
terrible taste.
mustache.
Just
Oh, yeah,
remember,
taste.
she does what Gaspard tells her to, which could include being intimate with Stefan in order to manipulate him.
I wonder if Gaspard told her to be mean to me.
Probably.
That very well could have happened.
Well, I hope that's the case.
Look, that's all I decided. And look into, Harold's room. It's all disheveled. There are scratch marks, there are axe marks, dagger marks all over the floor, the walls. The bed is a mess. It's broken in two. The runes written all over the place and shabby writing. It's just disheveled.
Well, to be fair, the bed thing happened.
That's
That was.
That wasn't implied, but yeah, sure. Moving on, yeah.
Well, I love what you've done with the place. It really is so you.
we did say Lucidia was a force of nature, so I mean,
Yeah.
Her faith is strong.
Yes, faith. That's it.
She knows her prayers. Forwards and backwards.
She speaks in tongues.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, anyway,
I take a sit on the broken bed.
I avoid the broken bed.
Ew, what is this?
Don't worry about that. That's a tool I use later. What?
A tool. Looks like a musical instrument.
If you put that up to your lips and try to play it, I will leave.
Gah, that's terrible.
You can certainly blow on it.
What
Don't-
is it used for?
Don't know what kind of sound you'll get out of it, but
Perhaps you could ask Natalie another time.
Damn it.
I'm sure she could tell you. Or better yet, show you.
anyway, you wanted to talk business.
Yes, I was trying very much.
Sorry.
So, I recently gained some information from Happy Tree. First of all, my abilities will not work in the Dead Forest.
The problem.
Like-
Yes, it is. That area is infused with death, and it is cut off from the spirit of the world that fuels my powers. Now, Happy Tree has a temporary solution for that. So hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. Secondly, Happy Tree is connected to the Lich in some way, because they're both part of the ritual, I assume. And something is going on. The Lich is actually in a weakened state right now. So
Interesting.
Why is that?
If
Do we know?
that's all he knows. I mean, that's something we can try to investigate, something we can look into and hopefully exploit. But at least it looks like we have a chance. And thirdly, very important thing, I have to find a song.
I've got it.
And I know Harrison has a large collection of knowledge, so I will tell him what I know about the song.
Yes, tell me.
When you say you have to find a song, what happened to the song?
Yeah,
It is an ancient elven song that may have been lost to history. And
do you have the
of course,
name
I'm
of
starting. I do have the name of the song. I will recite the name of the song, the translation of the song, or the translation of the name, just to see if Harrison's ever heard of it or anything like that. Starting with Harrison, and then I'll move on to Fala and then Nana.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. Is that a spout lore?
Yeah.
I would also, since I have it, I would like to use. I have a bag of books that has. It'll add an extra additional +1 to.
Absolutely. You can do. You
Remember,
consult your tomes.
Give me a sec.
Yep.
Editing the uses. All right, and now I will roll and add 1 to whatever it is. Well, thank God I did. It's a 7.
Okay.
But the GM will only tell you something interesting. It's on me to make it useful.
So the interesting thing is that the so the song, the rough translation is "Words on a Breeze to You," and consulting your dusty tomes, you will discover that there are there are a lot of references to like ancient Elvish music. There's like it's like there's nothing new under the sun, right? So like most songs, even a lot of original pieces. Not saying any of yours, but a lot of original quote unquote pieces have the melodies have been around for a long time. They get reused over and over again. A lot of these older songs have survived sort of in modernized versions that have sort of stolen their melody and put other words to it and whatnot.
Yeah, okay, so I will relay that. I will say, like over the years, songs have changed and the meanings have changed. Some of the meanings have remained. Perhaps that is a clue with the song. But that's where we can go to follow Nana.
Definitely. Um. So yeah, that is all that is pertinent to the ritual itself. Um. Tyrion has not told me any information on Stefan yet, correct?
I mentioned when I came in that Stefan was likely defecting.
Mm.
That's one of the things we needed to talk about.
Because I think, I don't know. It would be nice to weaken the position of the lich the lich, damn it, the lich.
How'd you know
Before
about
we
the
can do
witch?
any-
Who told you
before we
about the
can do
witch?
anything about the ritual. And of course, there's the tum tum problem.
Regarding Stefan, do we make an example of him? Do we try and get information out of him?
I think
What do
we
we do?
find out what he's planning, and we may have the ability to help Natalie, which would make her more disposed towards us.
I was
And we
hoping to also use Stefan's ego against him if we could.
I
You
have
seem
no
to be able to play him like a fiddle.
well,
And
his motives are very transparent, and so
he's proven himself to be more of a liability than anything else.
he did organize the guard. He did organize the guard and the patrols, and did a very good job of that. It's just that he was doing it with the purpose of creating a private army to go and get himself power.
Exactly.
He did a good thing for a bad reason, which, if we can use that and keep mitigating the reason, that's fine. But eventually he's going to slip one past us. We can't be around him constantly.
I
It's
understand.
like keeping a toddler in check.
Well, maybe he'll get lost in the dead wood. But anyway, um,
Or dead in the Lost Wood, either.
whichever.
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 Um,
Liches be crazy.
Let's just be crazy.
and in my mind, all signs point towards we've got to get that blade into Harold's hands.
That's my concern with sharing anything with Gaspard and Vlad, is that while they would be useful in helping us fight whatever forces we come against, if they were to interject themselves in the wrong place and time, we might still win but lose.
Understood. But things to consider and a plan to formulate.
There's also the issue of the Three Stooges in the Deadwoods.
Yes.
How I don't know much about the liches. The other two I understand, like how we'll operate. but I don't understand how we'll take down the Lich even in a weakened state.
Well, I do know that being the embodiment of death, he cannot be killed.
Well, that's a
However,
problem.
trapping or stripping him of his power may be an option.
Well, the tree mentioned that he is dying.
Oh, he is okay. So
Some
we can't kill him, but he is dying.
Well, that's
So-
what's so strange about it. Is that he's not supposed to be able to die, and yet something happened that has put death at death's door.
Tum Tum has been collecting many forms of magic and items. I wonder if he's siphoning the Lich.
Like it did to the Sacred Beast.
Yes. I mean, that is a magic he is obviously familiar with.
Well, what's worse, a Tum Tum with death magic or a Lich and Tum Tum?
I'm
6 of one, half dozen of another.
not super crazy about the options that are being presented to us there.
You can see everything in Harold's brain is fucking scrolling around, like and just toppling.
But didn't we interrupt that siphoning ritual once before?
We did.
Maybe if they're connected, we could draw it from both of them? This is a lot of supposition of magics I am not familiar with. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Harrison would actually be the expert. Harrison is
I-
an expert in magic.
Yes, I studied it. Here's what I know.
Oh, that makes so much more sense now. Thank you.
Oh, hold on. Let me put it in song. Me. Harold, stop. Me.
Can I have a picture book?
No, I'll sing.
It's just words and melody.
So Harrison, let's see. What does your move actually specifically say? Anything to do with your school of magic
Let me pull it up.
or your school of knowledge?
What's up, Doc? When you first encounter an important creature, location, or item, your call, covered by your bardic lore, you can ask the GM any one question about it, and the GM will answer truthfully.
Okay, so you get your one question.
One question about it.
If you want to decide as a group what the question is.
What do you think the proper wording would be?
You can only use 7 words. I'm just
No,
kidding.
that's not it.
I don't know because there's so many. I don't even know if we're on the right track. If that's what's actually happening. So I'm not sure which question would be pertinent enough to get a useful answer out of it.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail there.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I'm just guessing that this is what's happening to the Lich. I could be completely off base. And then we waste a question that could be useful. Is this what's happening? No. Damn it. Could this be more? Oh, I don't know. I'm not supposed to know about magic this way. So I don't want to keep saying too much.
Well, I mean, if you have, we have a little bit of groupthink here. If you have some stuff that maybe Aziz wouldn't know, but if you want to help,
Right.
suggest stuff that Harrison might know. That's totally fine. I'm not opposed to that at all.
Well, so we have Harrison studied that circle, right? You made some rolls on that to figure out
Yes.
what was going on.
Yes.
So that is a magic that you are familiar with.
Yes.
Right.
Is it
We've seen the power siphoning magic before with was it the
the
ostrich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Tyrion have any type of divination that could narrow this down? Now that
I
we
was
know what to look for?
I was looking at my spells, and I have like a divination that's more like a clairvoyance, which I could prepare for the next day. Um,
So we might be able to take a peep at the Lich.
so we could probably take a peep at the Lich, and see if we could find something.
Okay.
What else do I have?
We have the Eye, but that is a loaded that could reveal stuff about us as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's usable.
I would say that I would be usable, but inherently more dangerous.
Yes, exactly. So we have avenues to gather more information.
Right.
I think it's just a matter of doing that. But I think we can back burner that for the moment. Keep that in the back of our minds. I
Would a
kind of want to. The immediate issue I see at the moment is the allies and Stefan and possibly turning Natalie. All of these seem like very good things that even if we figure out what's going on with the Lich, without that, it's going to be a hell of a time getting anything done.
I mean, there's lots of info we need. There's lots of directions we need to go. I would definitely like to get our hands on Stefan before he defects. I don't know when that's supposed to happen, but
yeah. Well, let's focus on that for now.
maybe Stefan and Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like if we can turn Natalie, especially without them knowing that Natalie has been turned, that's huge.
Yeah.
Because then we can, because according to Harrison, Stefan was talking to her. And when I asked if she'd seen him, she said no, which was a lie. So, they're clearly up to something. And so if we free her and then she's, happy to find out what it is, share what it is, maybe we can trap him.
Okay. All right. I think that's where we should head forward now. That and this Elvis song. Find Fala and Nana and see if we can put something together.
Yep. I like it.
All right. And if you guys don't mind, I need a moment alone with Harold.
Absolutely.
And I will catch up shortly.
Harrison, let me buy you a drink.
What? Okay.
We have-
want a drink.
I'm basically
Yes,
just
you
nodding good
do.
luck, Tyrion. Like, luck with that.
Tyrion, the drinking buddy who knows when you're lying.
How do you really feel about Natalie? I don't want to answer these questions.
I'll put on sunglasses. It's all right.
Am I
Oh
being
my
detained?
Tyrion
So when
wears
when
sunglasses.
I have a moment, Harold. So there's more to the story than I told the others. And I would first I need to apologize. I know when we met that I promised to help you in your quest to retake your homeland and promised to follow you to that end. Unfortunately, that's a promise I cannot keep.
I don't understand what.
This
Why?
ritual requires the ultimate sacrifice. I won't be coming back.
But even if you, but Tyrion can bring you back, surely.
No. I feel that I will cease to exist as I am now and return to the planet to breathe it new life. And if Tyrion were to try to bring me back, it may undo what the ritual has done. Which is why I'm telling you this, because the others will fight to bring me back. And I think you understand that that's not an option. So I will need you to
understand this,
speak.
but
I will need you to speak in my place when that time comes.
Speak for the speaker.
you're putting a very heavy burden on me, friend.
But I know it's a burden you understand. And one you yourself would be willing to make if it was yours to take.
I hate that you're right. I really hate that you're right. I also understand that telling the others at this point will not do any good. But
Plus, I want to throw a hell of a party before we leave. And we don't need any sour notes on that. And this is a choice I am making willingly.
all right. Aziz, first of all, you'll have to take back your sorry. Your apology is not accepted because there's nothing to apologize for.
A broken promise is a hard thing to leave hanging.
But it isn't. It's not a broken promise at all. You have been with me for this entire journey on this continent. I was a newcomer, a mere leaf in the wind. And without you and the others, I would not be where I am today. You have already helped me quite enough, even more than enough. And I appreciate all of it. You will never be forgotten.
I appreciate that.
All right, let's round some booze. Part tomorrow, right? Yep.
Time to drink.
Slap myself across the face. Yep, no tears. Yep.
And we're definitely getting you that damn sword.
It's the last thing we fucking did.
Exactly.
Gulp, 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 gulp. Hey.
Yep.
You know something, Tyrion?
Yes, Harrison.
Daryl is just supplying beer after beer.
Do you know? You remember Boris and Horace?
I do remember Boris and Horace. They were good companions.
Boris gave me something before he blew up.
What did he give you? And why have you never told us this before?
I didn't think about it much until just now. But I'm gonna take a look at it.
What was it, or what is it?
I think it's a book.
That could be important.
I don't know. I'm gonna open it up now, though. Rummage through my bag and.
I want to like kind of look around, make sure nobody's spying.
You see Natalie.
Yeah, she's there. She's replaced Daryl.
She's in the book.
How the hell did you get in there? Everywhere.
Okay, let's see here. Pull this. What do we have here?
So what you read in there, I believe, it's been a while. I believe you read about the exploits of Horace and Boris.
Horace and Boris.
Horace and Boris, yeah. About how Horace, that's the man thing, right? No, Boris is the bear. Okay.
H is for human and B is for bear.
How they were actually in the employ of Tum Tum, and they were actually contracted to find the real blade, and that they had located it in the Deadwood.
I rub my eyes. I must be too tipsy. Can you read this for me?
Horace also expresses that he does not think that that Tum Tum nor the orcs should wield that blade, and that I think one of his last journal entries is probably something like, "I'm going to seek these these heroes I have heard about. Surely they will protect this sacred object from getting in the hands of Tum Tum."
Surely.
The lion snickers.
Lion joke.
As somebody walks in with into the bar and like a bucket of water falls on their head.
We're gonna have to have Aziz talk to that lion.
He's like 30 feet tall. He's not going to listen to me, which is my head canon. It's just fantastic. This huge ass lion trying to, hide behind corners and stuff and watches,
yeah, like behind the
exploits.
skinny trees, like.
Yeah.
He's
His
standing there
tail's fucking wagging.
Yes.
But he's so powerful, everybody pretends they don't see him because it's like, don't piss off the lion. Let the joke happen. Just do it. Just do it.
What the hell's he doing? Shut up. Just keep moving. Pretend you don't see him.
No, Harrison, you do appear to be reading this correctly. It appears that Horace and Boris may have given the location of the blades to Tum Tum.
Actually, in the diary, it says that he has not revealed the location of the blade to Tum Tum. That he instead wants the heroes he heard about to protect its secrets. There's also a side note that says that he himself has trapped the area.
Oh.
Now wait a second. What does that mean? I know he's got his nose up against the paper.
Is there a handy dandy map?
Yeah.
Sort of.
What the fuck are these scribbles?
I like that. I think that's a good resource to have. Maybe a map of the place. Maybe some details. Maybe some details about the dangers that lurk there.
The map, so it's.
Boris made it.
He's
Good job, buddy.
He's a better bear than a cartographer, that's for sure.
That's quote of the. I mean, this has been a weird episode, but that's the quote of the night. He's a better bear than a cartographer. That's just money right there. So, Harrison, have your thoughts or feelings changed about Natalie?
I don't fucking want to talk about it.
I'm I'm not going to look into your eyes. I'm not going to force you to tell me the truth or call you out if you're lying. I just want to know how you're
Don't
doing.
don't even look at me at
I'm not.
all.
I'm not. I'm just looking at my beer and talking to you on the side.
Okay, Daryl, is he looking at me? He's peeking, isn't he?
Oh,
Would you like
no.
to blindfold me?
No,
Would that
I
help,
don't.
Harrison?
Maybe Natalie would like to blindfold somebody.
Maybe if we free Natalie, that somebody would be you.
You think so?
I do remember that spark between you.
I miss her. Now she calls me Bar.
It's just a ploy to get under your skin so that you'll reveal something.
It just hurt my feelings instead.
I think that was the point, to try and make it so that you want to get back in her good graces and will tell her anything to do it.
Well, she's wrong because I hurt my feelings. I just saying anything because you're mean.
Yes, well said, Harrison. Well said.
Yeah, I'm ready for another drink. Where's Z's and Harold?
Great question. Where are Aziz and Harold?
We're heading to the bar.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
said
we're gathering booze.
They said they'd be along. They had something to discuss. We'll have to
Yeah.
trust.
And here they are.
And we're discussing too. I keep secrets from my friends. Just like Natalie.
Well, I don't think that those were secrets. I think that Natalie shared that information with a purpose, but yes, you can keep secrets as well.
Was she lying about Melvin?
I didn't did I see her talk about Melvin? I think that happened before I came in.
Oh, it might have. But I think
No,
I
but
think it was
you
mentioned.
Did ask her.
Yeah.
No, you did ask her if
Yeah.
she knew about Melvin's whereabouts, I believe.
And she replied truthfully, yes.
She's not lying about Melvin.
That's it. I go to stand up and I sit back down immediately. Dizzy.
I gave her something to think about. She might be more amenable in the morning if we're lucky.
She better sleep on the right side of the bed.
I lower down and whisper to Aziz, I think maybe if we tell them now, they might not be upset as much. Maybe forget about it. Do you want a clear conscience?
No, I don't.
Yeah, okay, right.
Hey, was this map drawn by a bear?
Yes, yes, it
He's
was.
not a cartographer, though.
Good thing I speak bear.
Yes, perhaps if you change into a bear, you can put yourself in his mindset when he was drawing this map.
This is definitely the handiwork of Boris and that other guy.
That's
Yes.
his name's Horace. I watched him die.
Who?
I've watched everybody around me die.
His last words were,
think-
"Hey, watch this."
I think I might be cursed, guys.
What do you mean? Who died?
Horace and Boris both, and you died. And now somebody's bound to die soon.
No. We're gonna
Don't
stop
be so
all that.
fatalistic.
No, there's somebody. I don't know who, but it's gonna be somebody close. I can just feel it.
I look to Aziz and I sweat.
We call that dramatic irony.
All right, I can bring them back if they die.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Unless they explode into a million pieces as Horus did. I mean,
It is.
you have to have something to bring back.
Who's Horace?
Yeah, who is Horus?
The guy with the bear.
The guy with
Oh.
the bear.
Boris's buddy. Okay.
Boris's
Yeah,
buddy,
I never
yes.
caught his name.
Harold, why are you sweating?
Oh,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, the whole
Saw outside.
Your
whole-
eyes twitching.
the whole time Aziz is just like looking at Harold like, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. Like,
Oh God.
Why is your lip quivering like that?
As he does not have enough ale.
and
Daryl.
That's right.
Daryl will fix that. He will bring plenty ale aplenty for the heroes of the town.
Hey,
I don't
Harold.
even drink it. I just squat and they splash in my face. Like, yeah. More ale.
Harold, this is Daryl. He loves you, man.
That's great. Hi, Daryl.
I think he's got the runs, Daryl.
Can I pull Harold aside for a second?
No more secrets! I start crying on the bar. I'm sobbing uncontrollably.
Daryl will lean forward to you, Harrison, and say, "As far as I'm concerned, that man can have whatever he wants in my bar, be it the runs or not. He's a goddamn hero."
Well said, sir.
Alright, go off and have your chat.
It's not a secret. I'm just trying to calm him down as he's sweating so profusely.
He's gonna know the truth, guys.
It's just ale.
He's lying.
You don't know that.
And
You don't have ice and gold.
I will distract Harrison
Thank you.
with conversation about this song and what it might be,
Oh yeah,
and whether or not he wants to go see Fala and Nana.
Yes!
Harrison with Fala and Nana. That sounds fantastic.
Let's go! Now! Let's bring up
Alright.
some ale. No, follows a little bit of class. She gets Merlot.
Yes, I will get a couple bottles of wine if he has them.
And
Mainly
her
because I don't want to
husband,
carry mugs.
2, because he's nice.
3 bottles, fine.
Yes.
Fala and Nana and
Maleficent or whatever the fuck his name is.
yeah, I
Something
can't
like
remember.
that.
Marfolio, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Malfolio.
Malfolio.
Maleficent.
Daryl says, I'm a bit short on wine. Ever since that Natalie came to town, her and Stefan have been drinking the vineyard. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking Stefan.
I hate him. I want him dead. I'm gonna go find him.
Nope. We're working on the song now.
However, I do have a bit of brandy hidden in the cellar.
I will pay you handsomely for it, sir.
Or do we have to get it?
You are not doing stairs alone for at least 6 hours.
You
just
said I
stay
can
right
lean
there.
on you,
Yes, exactly.
even though I'm taller.
He says, it would be an honor for me to part with it for you.
Let's get it.
And he'll disappear, and a few moments later he'll come back up with a small brown animal skin bag or pouch with something with some kind of bottle tucked into it, and he's going to slide it to you.
Okay. We know Daryl, right?
Yeah, he's pretty chill.
I mean, like from before the whole adventure started, because we are
I'm
denizens
pretty
of Tapestry,
sure,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
he's seen you guys really come into your own.
I am sliding my own pouch back across the bar that contains 20 coins.
Wow. He says, he looks at it and he gasps, and he almost like his eyes well up, and he says, this is too much. This is too much.
Years of friendship and good times you have provided for us in this bar. Spread the wealth if you want, but thank you for everything.
He says,
Let's go find us a song.
I won't forget this. I will not forget this.
Gives your daughter a pretty dress. Now, let's go.
And I will inform Tyrion and Harold where we're going.
Sure.
Not excluding them, just like we're going to go learn us a song.
From
I say to Aziz, I suppose it would be an abuse of divine power if I made it such that Stefan and Natalie had never drunk the wine. feel the frivolous use of the power Genric has bestowed upon me, but damn if I don't want to.
Yes, but we
Well,
have a nice brandy, and come join us when you're able.
Hey, go get Hera and Duncan too. Everybody's invited.
Only one bottle.
So we all take very little tiny shots.
Harold and I will go find them.
Perfect. Be safe. And I give him a little kiss on his little bald head. And I leave.
Ah,
All right.
right,
And we will go off in search of following Nano.
Yeah. Who's first here? Tyrion and Harold. Let's do Tyrion and Harold.
yeah, I think ours will be a bit shorter, and then we can kind of catch up. Every time we make progress with Harrison, he backslides a bit, but the overall progress is good.
it is true. We have all the parts for the ritual, at least. A week ago, we couldn't have said that. That's good.
That's right. I just want you to know that I can tell you're straining under whatever secret it is that Aziz has told you. I could tell neither of you are being truthful, but it's all right. I don't need to know. Harrison doesn't need to know. Whatever it is, we trust you.
Damn
So,
it, I forgot you can see lies.
so you needn't
Harold
worry.
didn't. Harold remembers. He knows. He's
We're
scared.
sweating so bad. So
He doesn't know how it works. He just knows he know.
just relax, my friend. It doesn't matter to me. Be at ease and of clear mind as we go into the final stages of this attempt to save the world.
It is easier said than done, but I believe if I get the same treatment as Harrison over there, I don't think I'll have much to worry about.
Just don't carry weight on my account.
I'll try not to.
All right. Now, let's go find Duncan and Hera and possibly some other alcohol so that 8 of us aren't sharing a very small bottle of brandy.
Yeah, I don't think Harrison should be the decision maker when it comes to alcohol distribution.
I think in his current state, he shouldn't be the decision maker of anything.
That is fair, especially as picking women.
I laugh, clap my arm around his shoulder, and we head out looking for Duncan and Hera and more booze.
Okay. Go ahead.
On the way out, I do pay the bartender like 3 coins, like 2 kegs, whatever you got.
He'll saddle up some casks, some small casks of
We
ale.
should carry one.
Yeah.
The beefy boys wandering down the hallways of Happy Tree with casks.
Like kegger.
Each of like one on each side, so it's like symmetrical. We're just going down the hall.
Yeah, it's 2 fantasy frat boys,
The 2 dude bros.
All right, and then so you're on your way. Something's gonna happen on your way, but let's go ahead and talk to Harrison and Aziz. See what they're doing.
Oh, also, Follow has that half giant. I can't remember his name either.
Yeah, I think it's like Grom or something like that. Let me check. I think I have.
Right.
or
Bond or
No, Grom was the giant that I took
Yeah.
by the balls.
that's right. He served us very well.
Yes. I don't think Harold knows that he's dead.
No, he's not. We saved him and then
All
just
right.
let him. Yeah, we healed
Yeah,
him. We
no, you're
saved
right.
him. He's like he lost an eye. He got the shit beat out of him, but he survived. And we're like, your service to us has ended. You've done well. Go live in peace and do whatever it is you do.
Yeah.
100% correct.
Ultimately, Harrison is just rallying up any friends to have a big shindig together and drink and have a good time. Unbeknownst to, like Aziz's actual plan, he just wants to have a good time because he's drunk.
No. I want to have a kegger too. I promised Happy Tree a kegger. I just want to teach as many people this song and have them sing it as much as possible, or play it as much as possible.
Fantastic. Okay, so so you guys arrive, or maybe we come back onto the scene after things have already gotten a little lit. The brandy that has been offered to you is dwarven brandy, and it is quite potent.
Noise.
What we're talking about.
My
Taking
tongue's
shots
melting
from
off.
thimbles.
It is like the fire of a forge in your belly.
Nice.
Dana, take a shot with me.
Did you say take a shower or?
No,
Shot.
oh god, no, that's for Harold.
You want Harold to take a shower? No, I'm not there.
No!
I-
This guy's pissing me off.
Just random
That's not
bystander
allowed.
number one.
Yeah, he just points to somebody like it's not even Tyrion.
This guy.
This guy, oh.
Starts pointing at a really tall guy and just kind of shifts his different like to the next person. This guy is really. Oh God.
All right, and who wants to roll the corrals? I thought something was going to happen to Tyrion and Harold on the way to the party, but I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh.
It's going to happen later.
Can we get matching jackets from the same college?
Yes.
And
Tyrion and Harold show up wearing matching jackets.
I'll roll the corrals because I will actually bankroll it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll do the 100, and then it's a +1 because of the dwarven brandy.
Correct.
And that's just a straight roll, right?
Yeah, and it's modified by the hundreds of coins spent. So for every 100 coins you spend, you get a +1 on the roll.
Where on our sheet is money? Is that under equipment or?
It's at the very top.
Oh,
Right
coin.
beside it. Yeah.
Yo, I have one.
We should all have like a bunch of money, but we didn't write it down.
Oh,
We-
I got 220.
Yeah, that's
and
about
I
the
haven't
amount that we
spent
all should have.
anything. So.
Okay.
my
Yeah.
sheet says 0.
And Harrison,
we-
no, you don't have that one.
221. Yes, there's one. The
It's-
only one.
Duncan has it.
You fucking bastard. I'm squaring up with him.
220,
It's
I'll
his
kick on.
it's his good luck charm.
If we're supposed to have 220, I'll kick in 100 as well.
Yeah, I'll kick in 100.
I'll kick in 100.
Hell, I'll kick in 200.
Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5. That's +5.
Yeah,
Yeah, Harold doesn't care about money.
I forgot about that. He's just like, I give
But
one.
he also
Like-
has another reason to blow everything on this.
And I think it's a +6 because you get one
Oh,
for
yeah,
the for the brandy.
Plus
For brandy.
Grand total of +6. Okay, so let us
And what is the
arouse.
just 2d6 plus 6?
Oh wait, 1 second. I gotta refresh I accidentally minimized the stupid screens. I gotta refresh them.
It says carouse and bond, but it doesn't like list anything about
It says bond, but you just add the modifier, which is
Right.
6 and
2d6. You can just click the little icon like.
Yep.
Whoa!
Oh.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
You get to choose 3 of those things.
Huh.
I don't know who would really be useful at this point, if I'm honest. But
You know,
rumors of
but-
an opportunity sound good. Useful information sounds good, and whatever.
Well, I definitely know we want to pick not entangled, ensorcelled, or tricked.
Yes.
That has to be a choice.
Yes.
Useful information sounds good, and I'm kind of torn on the other 2.
Well, I wonder who could be useful at this point. I mean, it could be interesting narratively.
John, do you have a useful NPC for us, or should we pick rumors?
There you
Yeah.
go.
I would go rumors
Rumors.
All right, rumors are good.
Yes, it is.
because I can tie
Well,
that because I can tie
yeah,
that in with the song.
Yeah, and
Okay.
we're also swimming in NPCs we're trying to manipulate right now. So
It's true.
Yeah.
We do not need more of that.
More NPCs.
Oh, I guess the information I could roll that into the song. So rumors of an opportunity.
Opportunity for the woods. That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Something suddenly, as our drunken stupor, something is clear about that map all of a sudden.
oh shit, it's upside down.
Yeah, I didn't have my bear eyes on. I still had my druid eyes.
Actually, the
Oh,
blue
no, that could
triangles
be-
are actually.
Oh, bears use smell too. So if you're not
There
in
you
bear form,
go.
you're not going to get some of the information. There you go.
It's a scratch and sniff map.
So it's a real kegger. All the friends are there. Everybody's like partying down, having a good time. I think
Everybody should do their signature dance move.
Yes, Tyrion definitely has a signature dance move.
I'll share with the class.
I think that was sarcasm.
Oh, come on.
That is his signature dance move. Sarcasm.
Harold's definitely starting a mosh pit.
Yeah, he's beating the fuck out of people.
Whoa, Steph. Whoa.
He has Nana on his shoulders. Oh, Lucidia needs to be here, even though she'll be a total prude.
Lucidia will be there. She's drinking conservatively. But she's not so much of a prude. She is she's just
She's finger dancing.
maybe compared to Harrison, everybody is a prude, right? So
Pretty much.
She's probably similar to Tyrion, where it's like, drinking but not partying hard, kind of keeping under control, to be ready for if something bad happens.
They're the chaperones. Oh my god.
They're the chaperones.
Yeah.
They're drinking from the unspiked punch bowl.
No, Tyrion
Virgin
definitely has an ale.
Fellowship.
It's he can make one ale last a while.
but I think Lucidia will have words with Tyrion though.
Sure.
At some point she'll sort of end up near you and she'll say, who would have thought when we met at the met back up at the Blood Bowl that we would end up as refugees in Happy Tree.
It is quite a turn of events, but you've definitely made the most of it.
She says, I know it's a bit of a trope to say that our gods work in mysterious ways, but
We are both servants of our respective gods, and so I think we can say it to each other and not have to worry too much.
she says, I think there is a higher plan here. I think there's a reason all of you met one another. maybe you'll finally bring peace to this land. And that's something that Eldath can get behind. I think it was Eldath. I think we chose Eldath.
Yeah, it is Aldath. I think there is a higher plan, and I hope you're right. The more power and trust that Genric invests in me, the more cautious I become. It's almost too much.
I
Too easy
wondered.
to use incorrectly.
I wondered. You should scare me, but you don't, Tyrion. If there's anyone who can be responsible with this power, it's you. Even if you are reckless at times. And stupid.
Yes.
And a
All of
zealot.
Yes. Yeah.
And an asshole. Oh, sorry.
Fucking valedictorians, man.
I respect you, and he says back, "I respect you too."
Just do me a favor. Don't let Harold do something real stupid when you do whatever it is you're going to do to save the world.
Harold comes swinging by on a chandelier.
No, man, I'm like he's getting ready to like do the crowd surf, and like Harold's the only one like at the like waiting to catch him.
In so much influence as I have with him, I have been doing my best to keep him upright. I think we can get him through this.
And and she does ask you. I don't think she ever talked about it. She does ask you. She says, "I am curious. What did you see at Death's Door?"
What did I see at Death's Door? Possibility. Paths going in all directions, threads that could be pulled. But when I stared through the door, there were things that stared back. It's not a threshold to be crossed lightly. And I have not used that gift again.
She says, "Maybe that's for the best." Harold seems, for the most part, okay. But I don't think others could make the journey as easily.
No, agreed. There were signs, portents, if you will, that told me that he was the one to bring back, but that he had to die and come back. Both were important on his journey.
To be honest, I'm surprised Prion even let you in the place.
Well, let's just say Prion only has so much influence. The rank and file have different ideas.
As Harold swings back across the frame with the chandelier.
Go celebrate
Lost
with
my
him.
grip, lost my grip.
I don't know how long we will be in town, but soon we will end this one way or another.
And she will not. So during this party, who's talking to Fala or Nana about the song?
Oh, I definitely am.
Okay. So so when you mention the song, how do you approach it?
Well, I'm coming up to them, and I'm just like, there is a song that is very important to us going forward, but apparently it has been lost in time. And all I know is the title, and I will give them the title, which I keep forgetting.
Well, you can speak it in Elvish. It translates roughly to "words on a breeze to you."
Yeah. So words on a breeze to you. And I'm probably talking to Fala and Nana both at the same time.
Yeah, that's fine.
And just between your cumulative knowledge of all things ancient Elven, is this a tune that may have survived as Harrison suggested in another form, or is it something Um, but it would be great if it came back into the world now here.
Follow will say, she says, this song does not sound familiar to me. Do you know the tune, perhaps?
Did Harrison actually know the tune,
No,
or
no,
no, just
unfortunately
that
not.
the possibility thereof? Let me check. Could I go talk to Happy Tree? Do you remember a snippet of it?
The
How it
tree,
went?
he doesn't remember
He doesn't remember the damn thing.
It's been so long, he's forgotten the song, which is why he wants to hear it again. So you can tell her no in that moment.
Yeah.
Nana says, "Oh, it's such a shame." She says, and now I'm trying to remember where she comes from. I know I named it at some point in the past, but I've completely forgotten about it. Let me see if I have a note on it. Oh yeah, Gagazette. Oh wait, not Gagazette. Hold on. I thought I had it. Apparently, I don't. But she'll say some. She'll speak some Gnomish, which is kind of like a bastardized ancient Elvish, and but loosely translated, it means crystal towers on a dark horizon.
Okay.
But that is the she says it was the great gnomish city before the orcs destroyed it. She says there was a conservatory there, a musical conservatory. They had records from a long time ago, a great collection of music there. If it ever existed at all, it would have existed there.
Oh, I would love to grab Harrison in this drunken stupor and be like, "Hey, you want to go to an ancient elven music conservatory?"
Fuck yeah, I do.
Hey, theater kid, you want to go on a trip?
That's doable.
Drunken spellcasting.
Let's do it.
Does Nana want to come along?
She says, it's as much as I would love to see my home again, it's too dangerous. The things that have since moved into the ruins. Monsters.
What kind of monsters?
It's a good question.
It's just halflings. She's just very racist.
Horrid beasts.
Oh, you nasty little brutes. They have hairy feet. Ew.
And eat way too much.
They don't wear shoes. What's up with that?
She says, all sorts of mutated experiments that escaped when the city fell. They've made their home there. Creatures that the mind can't even imagine.
Well, that doesn't sound like a drunken trip. So maybe another day.
But
Damn
definitely.
it.
Has Nana revealed herself to be a gnome to anyone but Harold yet?
No, yeah. So this is all kind of weird.
It's completely going over my head, but
Well, and she's tipsy too, so she's
it's like something like when I sober up, be like, wait, she's from a gnomish city? What the Nana? Keeping secrets. Okay, so
So that will be the opportunity. You also get to gain some useful information. What do you want to gain some information about?
Useful information.
I would say something about the fucking woods that we can't that you can't use
Yeah.
magic in.
The woods or the lich or something, maybe.
Well, to be fair, you have the Horace's journal, which is gonna have some details about the woods. It's I think when we get there, when you guys navigate through, we're going to use the perilous journey move, and I think it's going to give you a bonus on that.
Okay.
How about what Tyrion should use that time travel spell on? What would be the most opportune thing?
That's pretty open ended. It depends on what you want to accomplish, I suppose.
I mean, information we might pick up at a party is like what people have noticed about, say, like Stefan's movements and plans. That might be a thing we could get.
Wasn't Natalie supposed to have a talk with you at some point too?
Yeah, in the morning we're gonna see if we can't help Natalie out.
What did she stop by early?
She is actually. She's gonna stop by the party at a certain point.
It's like seeing your date showing up to somebody else. Look on his face.
As Harold is throwing you around.
Yeah, but he's just like my bones even more broken.
So yeah, so at a certain point, they Natalie will appear in the doorway of the party room, and she will walk right up to Tyrion.
Natalie, this is a pleasant surprise.
Bastard, I'm gonna kill him.
She will take your hand,
Hold on.
Tyrion, and try to pull you out of the room.
I'll follow.
Me and Harrison will also
anguish-
follow, but like I'll
there's-
hold Harrison.
There's
Just
anguish
slowly walk.
screaming in the other room. He's like putting his giant hand over my fucking face.
Tyrion, she's gonna say to you, "Do you think it will work?
I do.
Can you guarantee it?"
I cannot guarantee it, but with Harrison helping me, our odds are very, very good.
If it doesn't,
Reaching out.
if it doesn't work, I'm as good as dead.
Aren't you as good as dead already in your current circumstance? You're marked by him. He will consume you eventually.
It's not a life worth living, but it's a life. Nonetheless.
I truly believe that I can do this. And I believe it is something that Jen wants me to do.
I've never put my faith in the gods, ever. So this will be a first for me.
Fortunately, you don't need to. You just need me to.
And she'll say,
And maybe sober Harrison up a little bit. Or take care of his hangover. I laugh just a little bit to break the tension.
what do we need to do? Do I need to put on my robes and pray? Do I need to burn some incense and...
None of this. Just be yourself. We'll come get you in the morning and we'll sit and I will invoke Jenric's will and we will see what we can do.
We can't wait till the morning.
All right. We can't wait till the morning. I'm assuming that there's a particular reason why we can't and that you can't tell me unless you're free.
Correct.
All right. Let's get Harrison and see how helpful a drunk Harrison can be. And we can do this now.
This is the moment where I fall over because I've been leaning against the wall, like peeking.
Yeah, at the door, and the door's hinges just finally give.
These doors aren't made properly. I was just fixing them. Don't mind me.
As Harrison falls out on top of him.
Yeah.
You.
And then I fall out on top of Harrison.
I need to take a break from this party and could use Harrison's help if he is able. The time has come. The time has come to free your friend Natalie.
I'm sure that's exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna take me out back there, Happy Tree. You're gonna kill me so you can have her to yourself.
Harrison, don't be ridiculous. He wouldn't need to kill you for that.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Well, it's quite simple.
no.
No, elaborate, Harold.
Harrison.
Natalie is actually going to step forward and she's going to slap you, Harrison.
I actually hit the ground.
She's going to look you in the eyes so that you can understand her, and she says, I need you to shut up and do something useful. Can you do that for me?
And that he just goes sober, stone cold sober. Yeah.
He's holding his cheek.
She moves your chin up a little bit so she can read your lips.
Yeah.
This may be one of the most important moments of your life. If we do this wrong, we doom Natalie. If we do it right, we save her forever.
Oh, well, what are we doing? What year is it? What time is it? Okay, anyway, yes, okay, yes.
But let's move away from the party and find someplace quiet. I'm sure it will still be going when we get back. And perhaps we'll have someone else to celebrate with.
Okay, let's do it.
I am going to invoke the will of Janric, and I need you to do your arcane art such that you can help me understand some of the intricacies going on with her. So if you invoke your magic and aid me, then Janric's will may be more easily manifest.
Okay.
I'm depending on you, Harrison. I hope you understand how big that is.
I hand Natalie a flask.
She'll take a swig.
It's like, yeah.
Maybe a bigger swig than you were expecting as well.
Practice tuning
Fair.
the flute. All the strings are attached. New strings. I'm going to cast my arcane art.
She will before you do, she will look at you and she'll say, remember, Your fingers are wonderfully in tune. That's about what I'd expect from a drunk Harrison.
Yeah.
XP marked. I love that little.
XP mark.
Well, the only thing I can do now is just aid with. Excuse me. All right.
All right.
I can just aid with a +2 then.
You're gonna just try a regular aid.
I just put my hand on Natalie's shoulder, like, all right, you can trust Tyrion. At least, he brought me back from the dead.
I can aid with a. It'll be a +2 to aid, and then that would add +1 for you.
Right, which is still better than nothing.
Yes. Okay. So let's see if this works.
Ah,
All right.
+1 or
+1.
-2, your choice.
+1.
All right. So, in order for this to work, I need. So I have +4 because of my wisdom, which means I need a 3
+1,
or
right?
I need a 3 or higher.
And is that +4 with the +1
Yeah.
aid? Okay.
Yeah. My wisdom's +3. Your aid gives me +1, so I have +4. So I'm gonna roll, cast a spell, and add 1 to it.
You did.
No,
Okay.
Woohoo!
Yeah. So 10.
nice.
Your aid took it so that there's not any negative attention or consequences, and we do the the divine intervention thingy here, the repair, where I choose the event of when Natalie was marked by Gaspard, and that mark never happened. And I just kind of, I listen to Harrison, and I just take everything in, and I just kind of reach my hands out, and I say,
I move your hands up a little bit.
I'm going for her arm, Harrison.
I just. Okay. I'm aiding. I'm aiding.
Yes, I say, Janek, this is significant. Saving a soul that has been lost for so long. There is no more noble use of your gifts. And I just like lay my hands on her and cast, and the glow goes through her, and
And the mark is gone.
Was it like an obvious mark?
Yeah.
because remember when he like grabbed the servant that came in
Yeah. Yeah.
and they were marked, and it's like, nope, they're marked now. It's too late. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. But is it like, does she have to like show like her like where's her mark?
Probably a tramp stamp.
I vaguely remember it was on a wrist or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. Yeah.
Almost like a dark bracelet sort of thing, like, but like a hand print.
Right, a handprint from where you grabbed him. How do you feel?
And she's going to turn to you, and she's going to say, "I heard you."
Oh,
Woohoo!
You heard me.
Harrison, play me one of your songs.
I scramble to my lute, and this time I arcane art a lot better.
Yeah,
No
don't fuck
rolls
this up,
needed,
Maybe.
please.
Maybe.
No, it's all right. You can do it.
This is an important story moment.
Hey, ain't
Hey.
bad.
You are more than proficient at playing. And she's just gonna start weeping openly.
Yeah, I go in and I give her a big ol' hug.
She says, "I've never heard such a beautiful sound."
I, I'm so excited. Now you know that I'm not just a bard. I am Harrison. I'm still a little tipsy.
She's gonna.
It's coming. You haven't heard much then.
Grab some coffee.
She's going to suddenly turn serious, and she's going to turn to you, Tyrion. She says, "Stefan is leaving tonight. I'm supposed to go with him. We're supposed to meet Gaspard
Where?
at the river's edge. Stefan is taking as many people who will come with him from the guard."
Well, I do believe it's time for another confrontation. Thank you for letting me know that this couldn't wait in the only way that you could.
I'm gonna kill him.
Well, I guess it depends on who gets there first and where Gaspard is. But I'm curious as to this betrayal from him, because he has generally played straight with me before and abided by the negotiations we had in place. And
Who's that?
one of those. What's that?
Who?
Gaspard.
Okay, yeah.
And one of those agreements was that Stefan was out. So unless he's using Stefan and then discarding him once he's brought guards. But this is hypothetical. There's no point in it. Where can we find Stefan now?
She is going to attach to that. She's going to say, typical warlords.
Yes, true.
And she can take you there.
Take when you do take us there, don't go all the way, don't be seen. I don't want them to know that you are free. That will put you in greater danger.
She says, "I'm sure Gaspard knows. Even though you've warped reality, I'm sure even Gaspard knows that he's lost something."
Yes, but perhaps we can deceive him as to what it is.
Yeah, he doesn't need to find out.
I'll be right back, and I just pop into the party and look for Hera and Duncan.
Yeah, Hera is Hera is quite red in the face. She's been drinking a little more than she probably usually does. The dwarven brandy's hitting her pretty hard. She's teaching Duncan some of her special maneuvers, which involves them wrestling on the floor, and she's hurting Duncan.
I'll come in and I'll tap him out and be like, Stefan is planning to betray us right now. We need to go.
Hera says, "That bastard," and then she finishes dropping an elbow on Duncan, and she says, "Let's go."
Duncan, are you fit to come with us?
"Oh, my Janric's light. I'll be all right."
Oh my god.
Leave him.
All right. And we follow her to wherever it is we're supposed to go.
Okay, by the water's edge, probably.
Look at the map.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was trying to think if you guys had been here before, if there's any like identifiers, but I don't think there are. But yeah, it's basically at the water's edge here.
I mean, isn't that right around where we were when we came out through the tunnel?
I think so. Yeah.
Like a Dead Sea Monster kind of deal?
Yeah. So by the moonlight of the night, you can see that there are quite a few people gathered by the water's edge, and there seems to be a boat ferrying across.
All right. Let's have a little party here.
What do you do?
Let me see. I think we should. I definitely don't think this is a stealth mission.
No, I was about to say, like, I want to walk in there right now.
Can I throw a light cantrip up to illuminate the area?
Yeah, of course.
And just kind of like, it says, it says an item you touch. Maybe I'll just something that Harold has that he can then just lob into the middle of the group?
Yeah, I'll throw one of my daggers.
I feel like in this moment, thematically, it's nice to shed light on the situation. You could like send it up like a flare and just kind of hang it there.
All right.
I'll throw it at the treetop.
Now, cantrips you still need to cast, right?
Yes.
All right. And here we go. Cantrip time.
Fuck yeah.
There we go. Just
So
and
you,
as the light launches into the air, I'll say, "What exactly is happening under the cover of darkness near our base of operations?" And the
okay.
light
Also,
shows,
is ruining our fucking party.
the light shows who I'm flanked by.
Yes, and it illuminates the shocked and surprised faces of the of all the Happy Tree Watch who have joined Stefan. It's a slew of shock and surprise, except for from one person who does not seem surprised at all, but seems to have been expecting this, and his name is Stefan.
So what is it this time, brother?
Tyrion, you never understand.
Don't I? Explain it to me then, as if to a child.
We need to act now. We are on the precipice of victory.
Are we? Please explain to me and to everyone else here how we are on the precipice of victory and how this maneuver is anything other than you trying to get closer to the flaming sword that is in the dead wood.
He says the flaming sword is the only thing that can kill evil where it stands. He says, with it, I will be able to protect us from the true evil at hand. Better I have it than the orcs, wouldn't you say?
I think it's better in some other hands than the orcs, but what makes you think that Gaspard or Vlad will allow you to be the one to wield it?
Because they don't even know it's there.
I see. And who is this coming across the water to meet you?
Gaspard's men. We're in position. We're storming the forest tonight.
So you would kill all of these people?
True.
Do they know that there is a lich in the forest, a lich that cannot be killed?
We have no intentions to deal with the Lich. We have one mission, to get in, get the sword, and get out.
And given the denizens that are in there that haven't gotten the sword, is it possible that worthiness is a component of pulling the sword free and wielding it?
Who more worthy than I? Someone who is
You want to
clawed,
risk-
who is who is who has clawed their way from bottom to top again and again, who has won the hearts and the minds of these people. Look, we may lose some, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
As long as you're not in the sum, right?
He says, I'm too important to die.
Oh, God, I wish I was evil.
I am.
And all of you agree that you would throw your lives away, that this man who has lied to you and tormented you time and again be given the most powerful weapon we know of. And you all truly believe he will use it in your best interests and not to further his own glory and might.
My glory and might is their glory and might. Everybody needs a leader.
They deserve a better one than you.
Tyrion, I've played at this too long with you. What do you say we end this here and now?
Is that what you wish?
The boat's coming, and I will be on it.
Will you? I look past him to everybody else there. This is too important to leave to petty vanities. I know that he wants to best me once and for all. But all of you, is this truly what you think is right? You would forsake Happy Tree. You would leave everyone here undefended as you go off on a fool's errand.
We'll bring the sword back to Happy Tree. We'll protect it.
The orcs are massing. There will be nothing left of Happy Tree by the time you come back.
Which is why we need it now more than ever. We'll be back before the sun rises.
You won't make it a
Does he
foot
believe
into the
that?
forest.
Looking at him.
It's just some random, watchman, so yeah.
Right. And I do not control any of you. You all have your free will, but I can say this. If you go with Stefan, you will most likely die. And if you live, he will not use the sword in service of others. He will use it only in service of himself. When have you known me to speak false? And when have you known Stefan to speak false?
Yeah, you're getting some mixed reactions here. Stefan will cut that off immediately. He'll step forward and say, Tyrion, exactly what are you here to do?
I am here to bring you and these people back. Or perhaps you are not aware that when Gaspard made his deal with me, the deal was that you are cut out of the picture.
Deals change as circumstances change, and your circumstances have changed quite dramatically, O chosen one.
I see, so Gaspard no longer trusts me.
Who could trust anyone who kowtows to the gods?
You'd rather they kowtow to you? Everything I've done has been in service of this land. I have taken no wealth, no artifact, no glory upon myself. I serve for others. Shh, Terry, don't ruin my moment.
He says his golden eyes radiantly, gleaming, his impressive physique and his beautiful, godlike figure. No, so at this point, he'll say, "The boat's coming, Tyrion, and I will be on it. Stop me if you can."
How hard would it be for us to destroy that boat from here?
I don't know. It depends on. I mean, you guys are always full of surprises.
Hey,
Depends.
make the boat not exist anymore.
It's tempting, but again, I don't want to abuse the power. It's like I'll just alter reality. Nope, they never came. There's nobody coming for you. That would just be vicious. No one's coming for you, Stefan. He looks and there's no boat.
It's a valid play.
It's this can be too easily abused, so
Unless it fucks up.
also true. I mean, and any spell, Aziz, that you have that could
I don't have spells. I have fucked shit up with elements and shapeshifting.
right. I mean, what if the river all of a sudden turned torrential element, from an elemental perspective, and it was washed down the river.
That's a dangerous game. It's gone wrong, very wrong before.
Every single time.
I could stop him dead in his tracks.
I propose a better champion. Who here, and I'm speaking to all the guards that are around, who here has constantly stood up for those around him? Who has constantly fought selflessly? No lies, no deceptions, no power grabs. And I, point to Harold and be like,
He gave his life at the arena with the
who
intent.
has come back from the dead to save this world? What better champion to wield the flaming sword? one who doesn't even desire it, but would wield it to protect you all and Happy Tree. Much better than the conniving, power-hungry liar that you have chosen to fall behind.
Give me a parlay.
Ooh. Mm.
Ooh.
I was gonna say, can I aid? Just 'cause
Yeah,
with
yeah, of
your-
course.
All right. Moves aid. I have a bond with Aziz. He has one with me. So this is 2. Because this is strictly bonds, right?
Yeah. Okay, so you get a +1, so it brings it up to a 7. So, so what's gonna happen is when you say that, he's going to, Stefan is going to say, you know what? Because they're gonna hear some grumblings from the men, and he's at the watch, and he's gonna say, you know what? No, he's right. He's right. Harold is a fine example of a hero worthy of the blade. But it has to be tonight. So will you come with us tonight, Harold?
Why? Why does it have to be tonight? Tell me truthfully why it must be tonight.
Because we need it to defend Happy Tree. Happy Tree will fall without some great weapon, without some divine arsenal.
Oh, divine arsenal. Is that what you need?
Oh.
Not cleric's tricks, Tyrion. Real power.
Harrison's like, I just want to be included.
Harrison's like, yeah, damage.
Harrison just threw up.
Yeah. bleh.
If you take a step toward that boat, when as it gets closer, I will order people to arrest you. If they choose not to, fine. We know where their allegiance stands. Is it to Happy Tree or is it to Stefan?
He's gonna turn to Harold. He says, "The fate of Happy Tree is in your hands. Will you come with us for the best shot at defending Happy Tree, or will you stay here and sentence these people to die a horrible, horrible death?" All eyes are on you, Harold.
I step forward a little bit into the light. Everything we have done is to protect the people of this continent. Every trial we have every trial we've taken has been to help. Now, why would I trust the judgment of a snake oil merchant who believes he's a fucking monarch? You either get the fuck back here, or your life ends, and you will not come back like I did.
He draws his blade. Aziz, your words have touched some of the watch. I think only 6 are going to stand by his side. The others will back up. They are not for or against. They're kind of neutral. They're just gonna stand back as blades are drawn. Stefan says, "You know nothing of our land, outsider. You know nothing of the pains that I've gone to protect this land."
I do. You forget, I was there when you made yourself.
And he says, "I could have used your guidance then, brother."
I
But-
tried to give it, you didn't listen. You allowed your cruel and vicious nature to take over, and I could not stop you from hurting people, so I had to leave. Before I became something that I would not even recognize.
Tyrion. Tyrion. Harrison, what do you want to do?
Looking through my spells here, and I was like, Soul Gem looks pretty cool. Just put Stefan away in a freaking gem. He has to be dying in order to do that, so.
Saw that spell.
I'm sure that can be arranged.
Yeah, so I can't just put him away. I was just like, we can just take care of this once and for all. So I'm kind of like,
I'm gonna put him away though. And then you just have Stefan and a gem to torment whenever you want.
I also have Cage.
That sounds
know.
promising.
Target is held in a cage of magical force. Nothing can get in or out of the cage. The cage remains until you cast another spell or dismiss it. While the spell is ongoing, the cage creature can hear your thoughts and you cannot leave sight of the cage. Listen, Stefan, we can spend all night here.
Yeah. Did you want to do that to avoid the chance of bloodshed, or did you want to let this devolve into violence, which is exactly where it's heading? Stefan is Tyrion. You're gonna notice, or maybe Harold. Somebody's gonna notice that Stefan's shaking. He's trembling.
He's afraid.
But he's determined to go down fighting.
So, Harrison.
Moves left.
Harrison, did you want to try to cast that spell, or did you want to let this devolve into violence?
Oh yeah, I can try it.
Okay. We're good either way, I'm sure.
All right, he's in a cage. So, yeah, it says specifically the target is held in a cage of magical force. Nothing can get in or out of the cage. The cage remains until you cast another spell or dismiss it. While the spell is ongoing, the cage creature can hear your thoughts and you cannot leave sight of the cage. Yeah, so I'll go. Okay, Stefan, I'll do you one better. You can't leave. And man won't leave without you.
And at this point in time, I'm going to look at the ones that stood behind Stefan, and kind of glance at the others that stepped away as well. We're going to get the blade, but we're going to do it with a plan so we can all come back alive. Stefan will throw you at every danger in his way just to get it.
Stefan is losing his mind right now. He is banging up against the side of these cage. He says, "Let me out! Let me out, you insufferable twit! Attack them! Kill them! Why are you just standing there? Kill them! I command you! This is...
Take your time.
I have to go. I have to be on that boat. I have to get there. You don't understand. Twit. Ugh! And he's going to just sort of fall to his knees, and he says, "Let me out."
That's a funny way of asking to leave. I didn't hear the magic word.
I start slowly walking while still sipping on my mug of ale. Down to the soldiers.
Yeah, the ones who stood behind him are kind of they're heeding your words, Aziz. They're also Harrison has demonstrated quite some power here, and the boat will arrive.
Harold, should we go and greet our guests?
Yes, just give me 1 second with these fine folks who fought to listen to the snake oil merchant.
When you approach the boat, you will see that it's a. There are some dark clothed figures, definitely in Gaspard's crew's attire, like dark leathers and cloths, and you will see amongst them is Dwemir.
Oh, good. I love Dwemir. I'm gonna wave as I walk over.
You'll have to excuse my surprise. I was not expecting to see you. I was expecting Stefan, who it sounds as though he is detained.
He is indisposed, yes. But if you would like to step ashore, I'd be happy. Harold, Aziz, and I would be delighted to converse with you.
Well, certainly. Always happy to oblige my friends and neighbors.
Yes, well, we are allies, are we not?
Of course.
Is he telling the truth with that, of course?
This might be even like impossible for the gods to tell.
Fair enough. He's playing so many sides, who knows what side he's on.
Some muddy fucking water right there.
Wow.
He actually doesn't have any allies, so he can't be lying about it because
Yeah.
Harrison, did you want to talk to the people before we...
or Harold.
Yeah,
No,
I
Harold,
wanted to. I wanted to at least speak to the 6 guys who still stood by Stefan before he was caged.
Wonder if there's a mute button on this thing.
You can play with the cage remote.
Beep, beep. Do you want the temperature up or down?
Bzz.
Okay, let me see if I can get you cable. Hang on. I know so many options with this spell.
So I can only fit a mattress in there,
Yeah.
tight space. New York apartment, Now I like to step up to the 6 soldiers who are gonna fight us with Stefan. Just like 5 feet apart, just looking at all of them. Do they seem aggressive? Do they seem... How do they seem?
No, they're like I said, they Harrison has demonstrated some magical power here. Aziz has pretty much laid it on the table. They're kind of just like they're frozen because they're basically waiting for you to attack. Because they're scared as hell of you right now.
I walk up to the first gun in row, and I look disappointed, and I slap him. I like not to like fucking knock him out, but like just like fucking slap him. Like, what the fuck did you do?
He actually gets knocked out anyway.
Harrison, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. All 4 of them all 6 of them just crumble to the ground. No! Anything but that. Be mad.
He says when he explained it made so much sense. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
You should be sorry to everyone in Happy Tree.
I
apologize to everyone in Happy Tree.
We just wanted to do the right thing. He said that it was the right thing.
When someone tells you to do something without explaining the whole story, they're hiding something very sinister. Get that lesson in your head.
And they just hang their heads in shame. Shame.
This goes out to all of you as well. And I look at the rest of the soldiers.
Like, hey, we backed up.
Yeah, after we talk some sense into you, you're a step above these fools.
He's gonna back up a little further.
Yeah, almost fucking swinging into one of them.
Please don't kill any of them. We need them to defend the town.
Try not to. If this was my homeland, you wouldn't be alive. But I've taken to these lands' customs. We need every fucking person that we have. But by the fucking gods, you should be ashamed.
I imagine a couple of them have like tears, like these seasoned soldiers, like single tears rolling down their cheek.
Trying really hard not to break down sobbing.
Yeah, it's it's pretty sad. um, Harrison over at the cage. Stefan is pleading with you. He says, "Please let me go." He says, "Look, I can help you. I can free Natalie from her bonds. You want her, don't you?"
Oh, that's so incredibly tempting. Hmm.
Ah,
I'm going to consider it. I know you two are together. Like I'm like playing like fucking stupid. Don't lie to me. You want to keep her all to yourself, don't you?
No, I don't even care about her. She's a trifling thing. Please let me out. She's all yours, and I can free her. Once Gaspard is killed, the curse is lifted.
First of all, she's not just a trifling thing. Second of all, I can take care of it myself. Now sit there and be quiet, or I make the cage small.
He says, "But I know the secret. I can tell you. I can tell you how to kill Gaspard.
There's a secret to killing Gaspard.
Let me out, and I will tell you. I swear it. I swear it upon my life. Put me on that boat, and I will save her."
Nah, I'm good.
You little jackwagon. He says, "You're not even worth the words you sing."
Listen here. I know the second I let you out this cage, you're going to kill me. Am I wrong or am I wrong? I don't need Janrick's golden eyes to see that.
Why would I kill you? You'd be such an incredible asset to me.
Because I'd just put you back in a cage if you started coming after me again. And plus, you could easily overpower me. I've been working on my muscle structure, you see. Actually, let me start with that story. So it started when I
Let me out! All right.
jackwagon? Really?
He's in a desperate situation. I think we'll let it slide.
Aziz. So no, Tyrion, you're talking to Dormir. Aziz, what are you doing?
I'm hanging back for this one.
Okay.
I'm
listening, but I'm
Yeah.
not interjecting this time.
I was gonna say I'd like you and Harold nearby for this because I feel like it's gonna be more impressive with all of us.
Come in. Just gonna have to shame the soldiers first. Yep.
I'm gonna. Harrison, come on over.
Join us.
As long as I'm within eyeshot of this one here, I should be good.
But you got to maintain eyesight on it.
Yeah. Are you saying no?
I thought it was just until you cast another spell or stop concentrating.
Well, the spell's ongoing. The cage creature can hear your thoughts, and you cannot leave sight of the cage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Can you guys come here, actually?
Certainly, Dwemir, join us over by Stefan, would you?
Buy a new Sue.
Can you make the cage a table and we'll just kind of like sit around and
Yeah,
talk
sure.
over
There you
him?
go.
Or tip it over?
Can we pour you an ale, Dwemir?
I am quite parched.
You start
Harold,
up.
can you spare some ale for our friend Dwemir here?
Of course. Bring up the cask.
We're all gonna sit around Stefan's cage and have a powwow. And you have my words, Dwemir, that this is merely a conversation. No harm will befall you.
Of course. I would offer you the same.
Indeed. I just wanted to make it clear so that you could relax. Now, what is all this about our deal with Gaspard changing and Stefan being put back into the mix?
Stefan is a valuable chess piece on the board. It'd be a shame not to play him.
No, of course. But he has shown his opportunistic side at every turn. And so probably ought to be something that you, Gaspard and Vlad, need to watch as well.
We're quite aware of his predilections.
Well said. He says that you don't know where the flaming sword is, but he does, and was going to go on a mission there, but needed to join you, and that the forces were massed and about to attack. I was under the impression that all of you were pretty well besieged by the orcs. Has that changed?
It's a fine story, to be sure.
Well, go on.
Stefan believes what we tell him to believe, because we control the information that he receives.
I see.
It would be beneficial for us to have a vanguard to go into the woods and let us know exactly what we're dealing with. Knowing Stefan, he would make it out alive long enough to tell us what he saw and what we're up against.
Though the vanguard may not be quite so lucky.
Well, you fought alongside Stefan before.
Indeed.
It's a miracle you're alive.
Well, it comes of not fully trusting him at any given moment. As you say, familiar with his proclivities. What if we could tell you some of what was in that wood? What would that be worth? I understand that Gaspard is frustrated at how tight-lipped we've been on information.
Yes, surprisingly tight-lipped. And he'll look over towards Harrison. Although he might not be sure why.
Well,
What?
we tend not to tell Harrison much. And I'm going to just try and, like, with the side of my face that's turned away from him, just kind of wink in Harrison's direction so he knows that, like,
Yeah, he
Yeah,
like
I'm-
takes immediate offense, and then he's like, oh.
oh, right. We try not to, because we know of Harrison's weakness for Natalie. And were we to give him information, he would spill everything to her.
Wait, you got the hots for Natalie?
All right, all of us except Harold know.
He's dense. It's okay.
But I agree that the time is rapidly coming where we are going to need to work together. The reason we have been tight-lipped is because there are leaks in the information everywhere. I'm sure even within your organization, whether you like it or not. And the things that we were doing required secrecy so that the forces arrayed against us did not get there first and thwart us. What we are attempting is nothing less than saving this entire land.
And how do you intend to do that? That's the part you haven't been so clear on.
Yes, well,
Is it with the sword?
it is not with the sword.
So the sword is a floating commodity.
The sword is a floating commodity, which we think, based on the lore we have looked at, may have a worthiness component to it. So not just anyone can wield it. Which is why Tum Tum does not yet have it. We have it on good authority that Tum Tum knows exactly where it is, but cannot claim it at the moment.
Interesting. You see, I was thinking that if the orcs were to get their hands on it, then they would just leave. And we'd have one less situation to worry about.
Indeed. But only if someone other than Tum Tum was to give it to them. If Tum Tum gives it to them, they may feel honor bound to hold to their deal with him, which is they work for him, he gives them the sword.
Gaspard feels it's in the best interest of everyone involved if Tum Tum were no longer on the table.
No argument here. But at the moment, Tum Tum is, in addition to completely bedecked in the most stunning array of magical artifacts, but also powerful creatures. So if Gaspard has a plan that doesn't involve us sending all of our forces in there to soften them up, something where there's more even skin in the game. As you've seen, the four of us have put our lives on the line consistently for this.
Tyrion, this is war, and people will die.
Yes, but throwing them away on exploratory missions that we have no idea exactly what the result of will be other than reconnaissance. I have no fear of a just death. None of these warriors have fear of a just death.
Well, you should. At the stakes you are talking, if you die, the world dies. So perhaps you should care a little bit more.
If I die, the world will be fine.
What are you talking about death like that? Oh, my goodness.
Because I do
I
not
mean-
fear it. I will go and be with my God. I will have completed my service to him. But I'm
Nobody needs to worry about death, okay?
I am sure that he will not call me until he is done with me.
There you go. Exactly that. Don't worry about it. And if that means I have to heal you and keep you from the brink of death, then so be it. That's his plan too.
Are there any other things we feel comfortable sharing? But in return for we would like a little bit better cooperation as well, a little, more confidence that you are going to adhere to the deal that we have set forth.
The deal we have set forth is still set.
Very well. Would you be willing to share information about Harrison's mentor, Melvin?
I'm an open book.
Harrison, what would you like to know?
Where is he? What's happened to him? Is he alive?
He's alive, in some definition of the word. Tum Tum has captured him and sealed him away in one of his precious magic bottles. He's using his power for something.
Is that magic bottle on Tum Tum's person or sequestered somewhere?
Oh, he keeps it on his person at all times.
I can tell you that Tum Tum, if you did not know, has mastered a ritual for siphoning power from beings of great worth and trying to channel it to himself. We did thwart at least one of these already.
I'm curious to know. Good to know.
So that none of you wander yourselves into a situation that is worse than what you think it is, and as I said, spend your lives meaninglessly.
So we have another decision to make about the after party of this war.
Indeed.
After Tum Tum is killed, Gaspard wants to rule the giants. After Vlad inevitably dies, due to the siege of orcs at his doorstep, which will break through with a little bit of help, then we'll need someone to take over that territory as well. How does that sound? The world evenly divided between you and Gaspard?
That does sound reasonable. I will, of course, still be helping Harold to reclaim his throne, and we'll be watching over my friends Harrison and Aziz as well.
It would be best if Harold went back to where he came from. No offense, but you're a bit of a disruption here.
That was the plan.
That is the goal and has been all along. So it seems we are aligned on many things. Do you feel that this flow of information is becoming more equitable?
Yes, of course.
Good.
More ale.
Please. Please.
So where does
Cup.
Stefan fit into all of this now? And we're all just around Stefan talking about it like he's not even here.
Yeah, I keep kicking the fucking box over and over just to cause disturbance.
Dwemer is, of course, like completely unfazed by the situation. He is. You'd think he's been to like, a couple of these kinds of dinner parties before. Yeah, he'll say, well, seeing as you've castrated him in front of his men, and he will not be getting on that boat tonight, I think it's safe to say that his use is spent. Do with him whatever you please. But God forbid, or for God's sakes, don't let him gain any more power.
No, that ship has sailed, so to speak.
He's like a cockroach politician.
Now, hopefully this more frank exchange, as we are nearing the end of things here, will help restore Gaspard's faith in us as partners.
Now, with your eyes, I do feel it's important to tell you that he's not being completely upfront. There are some things he's not telling you.
Is there anything else you want to share in the spirit of this equal exchange?
Nothing important to you, I don't believe.
Well, why not let us be the judge? There is a great amount of information and insight that Aziz brings to things, particularly with respect to the land. He's far more connected to it than you may realize.
Has anyone told you that your new look is quite intimidating?
No, I don't believe anyone has. I sometimes forget that it has changed because I don't see myself.
He is constantly in my nightmares.
Very well. We also seek to plunder Tum Tum's arsenal.
I think that an equitable division of that would probably be in the best interests of the balance of power in the land, wouldn't you say?
Gaspard was thinking less equitable trade of that in exchange for helping you now.
I believe we are helping each other, because if we don't succeed, there will be nothing for Gaspard to rule.
Then let's pray that you succeed.
And I can tell you that spell book, once Melvin is freed, will go back to Melvin, and failing that, we'll go to Harrison.
Yes, of course.
And we can quibble over the other items later, but I do like the idea of buying off the orcs with the true sword.
And he says, then we're sat on a deal.
Excellent. Give Gaspard my regards.
And then he'll look down at Stefan and he'll say, Stefan, why couldn't you be reasonable? Like this man here. And Stefan will, like, spit at him.
Get stuck on the cage on the inside.
It would have served you so much better. Well, gentlemen, it is always a pleasure to sit and dine with you.
I believe we feel much the same. I was just saying we feel the same as he does, and I'm sure he's not quite as sincere about it, and neither am I. So, even all around,
Go.
but at least we understand each other. Shall we see you to your boat?
I believe I can make the way on my own. I do appreciate it, though. You are, as always, a considerate and considerable host.
I do try. And we'll kind of watch him intently as he leaves.
Yep.
I'm waving.
Has been.
Oh yeah, waving, absolutely.
Have a nice trip.
and
Don't
he
be caught in the cages.
and he will disappear into the darkness.
Keep your hands in the boat. You don't know what's in that river.
We do.
What will you do with Stefan?
I guess that's a discussion, but honestly,
I want to send him to Cobalt Island.
I want to beat the shit out of him.
I mean, there's no bad ideas here. Let's just keep the brainstorm going. All right, can we get him to Cobalt Island?
Well, Harrison can take anyone anywhere.
Yes, but does Harrison have to go with?
I think Harrison just opens a portal, right?
Well, I can't right now because when I prepared Cage, it's the Shadow Walk is 7th level and that's 5th level, and I'm only level 9. So
Okay, so break legs, do it tomorrow.
sounds good.
Well, we can just arrest him and.
No,
Yes.
I don't want him to give him a chance to run.
I mean, if you want to arrest him and then hobble him, that's on you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I got exactly what I wanted, I would sacrifice him to my gods so they could be his plaything.
I mean,
For the bending the rules of the game here a little bit, Harrison, I'll let you cast that spell right now if you want to cast it.
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
If everybody's okay with that. I just I feel like it feels really good in the narrative right now to not have to wait until tomorrow.
Harrison has been fortified by dwarven brandy.
All right,
it's
Stefan. Any final
extra deep.
words? No, you're not gonna die. We're just gonna send you off. Little
Can I break
vacation.
one limb? One limb?
He's been working so hard. I think he deserves a vacation.
Nice tropical island.
It's really they love tourists. Any final words, anybody?
No.
I've
Harold?
been wanting to break this man's legs for months.
I understand. But it's a shame he couldn't have reined in his ambition because he was truly good at organizing and he did help pull together a very strong and fine watch. And I'm going to say that loudly enough for everyone to hear so they know that we think they're awesome.
All right, Tyrion. Any final words?
Well, goodbye, brother. Perhaps I'll come visit you on your island. And I somehow have no trouble believing that you will find a way to survive on Cobalt Island.
He's like Napoleon.
Though they might be less susceptible to your charms, you may need a new approach with the kobolds.
Harold, did you want to break his leg?
I did, but I came up with something to say instead.
Okay.
Good luck on your trip overseas, foreigner.
Oh,
Oh,
that was so good.
And he will say, "You will not have seen the last of me. I will be back and I will get my vengeance, brother."
I look forward to it.
All right, come on. Drag the cage along. Or I imagine like I can magically just lift it up. All right, come on.
Yeah.
Or just open the portal under the cage and it just.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly that. All right, see you later. Wait, hold on. I'm level 9 now. Please take Stefan to the Kobold Island. Pretty please.
And he's gone.
Well done.
And I like dust off my hands. Hands on my hips proudly.
And now that Dwemir is gone and Stefan is gone, I just look to Harris and say, we can clean up this mess out here. Perhaps you should go tend to Natalie.
Yes, yes. Run off.
Don't.
Before that,
Uh,
he doesn't put his hand on you or anything. He just says, "One
yeah, like
moment."
I freeze mid-step, like leg up in the air.
And he reaches out his hand for a handshake.
I look down at the hand, and I look up at him. Look down at the hand, look up at him. Then he jumps in and gives him a hug.
You've done very well today.
It's about
We're
what I
all proud of
expected.
you.
Don't, you're squeezing me too tight.
I'm just like the tapping.
It hurts.
His
But
shoulder
I'm
breaks.
still pissed at those guys, and I point to the guards.
It's okay. Don't break the legs, buddy.
It's all right. Don't forget how charismatic, manipulative Stefan can be.
He could sell ice to an Eskimo.
Whatever that is. You have such strange customs, Harris.
Yeah.
He's just more learned.
Spouting
That is
lore
true,
about
that
the
is true.
Eskimos.
They're a clan of dwarves to the north.
The far north.
Far north. After the northern north.
Yes.
More north. So north it's south.
True north.
All right, I guess that's it. Is that a? Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so apparently we need to save Happy Tree from the orcs before we go as well. I think it's going to be important for morale that we massacre some orcs.
Didn't Dormir make it seem like that wasn't as much of a threat as he thought?
That's true. He did
He implied that he was feeding
implied
Stefan
that-
wrong information.
Yeah, that's true. So, but Hera did say that she'd been seeing increased amounts of orcs in her scouting.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're not amassing. I'm saying there's a possibility
That it's
that
not
it's
imminent.
not as imminent as as Stefan thought it was.
Also, Domir's angling to have the siege break through at Vlad's house.
Right.
So he kind of hinted at that. He didn't really go into details, but he kind of hinted that's kind of the plan is to
And there need to be more orcs there for that to happen.
clean house up there.
So yeah, there's lots of chess pieces moving again. I feel like we probably have at least a day or so to assess the orc situation here ourselves. Next time.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Fantastic. Whew, well, hell yeah, what a game. Let's see. You can if you're watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed it, check out our other videos as well. We have tons of we have tons of stories to tell. A lot of them with these fellows here, and so check us out. Give us a subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Give us a subscribe, and you can see the Plaster Dragon here, but you can also see him on his own channel over at Twitch when where he streams live. You want to tell him about that?
Yeah, twitch.tv/the Plaster Dragon. We're an extra life channel, so any bits, donations, what have you, all go right to children's hospitals. And we've got a new campaign starting up Mondays in the not too distant future. We're going to be doing Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We're going to try and just do a prepackaged module and just kind of, it was appealing because it's basically just a giant freaking dungeon crawl, but with a mystery attached. So, and you may see some familiar faces in that cast. I don't want to reveal too much information yet, but we're probably going to get going in the next couple weeks once we have the cast fully assembled and characters made and stuff like that. So.
Hell yeah. And Terry, Warcake, Forkpuff, thank you as always for being a part of the Action Sturge. We love you so much. And the Plaster Dragon, of course. All right, have a good night. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.